Hello to anyone watching this video. Sorry if the light is kind of dim. It's just I don't really want white light before I go to sleep, you know. But anyways, today I woke up and I was really sick. I woke up and I know why I was sick. I knew exactly why. Because I've been sleeping. I'm not gonna lie, I've been sleeping like naked, but with like only my underwear on for like the past like year. And I knew this day would come where I'd just get sick, and it happened. Kind of saw it coming. Like I was sore through. I have headaches like all the time, and it just hasn't been very good for me. But you know what? Today, I didn't let that really stop me. Obviously I needed rest. I took rest. I took a lot of naps, rest when I needed to. Ate food that would help me. I'm doing better. I feel a lot better than this morning, and hopefully I get better before school. Anyways, today I was like, man, do I really want to be just sitting in bed all day, resting, being lazy? I was like, nah. So I kind of looked at myself in the face. I was like, give myself a little slap in the face, like, come on, lock in. And so I just started, stretching, exercising, resting when I needed to, exercising, like, not like full-on exercising, just like push-ups and stuff. And guess what happened today, man? I finally did my first one-hand push-up after 2 years. I finally did it. I was like, look at myself, like, did I really just do that? And I knew that I wouldn't have done it today if I just sat in bed all day, and I'm happy. Because I've been working so long just to do this one stunt, when life throws curveballs at you, you shouldn't just accept it. You shouldn't just let it hit you. When someone throws something at you, what do? You get out of the way. I mean, you attempt to, but you don't, and it hits you. Why? Because you kind of assume that that ball isn't going to hit you, that it's not going to hit you, and you're assuming that in just like in real life, you're assuming that it'll get better. You're assuming that something will happen. You're assuming that God will just save you. Sure, He can, but will He? When you trust God, the thing is that people just trust God and act like He's gonna do everything for you. Act like, God, I want $1 million by tomorrow. And what's He do? Does He just ship $1 million to your front door? Does He? No, He doesn't. When you ask for 10 more times your family, seeing your grandma, does He just teleport your grandma in her room right now? No, He doesn't. But you know what He does do? He gives you opportunities to, do these things. Like for $1 million, He gives you opportunities to, be better at school. He gives opportunities, for that one YouTube video to pop up and see, what will motivate you, just things like that. And opportunities, maybe you're scrolling past your messages and you see your grandma's name. What do? You should probably text her, because that's probably, when you pray for something, that's why how He, shows you it. He doesn't just show you it right away. He doesn't just, like, went out today. I just, I didn't feel like doing anything, I just felt like sitting down all day resting, but I was like, man, I don't really want to do all this. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to just rest all day. I did rest a lot today, I'm going to admit that. Like, maybe take a couple naps, like, every now and then. But I didn't, sit in my bed all day expecting something would happen. That I'd just feel better in an instant, I took care of myself. I worked on myself, I exercised, I was stretching, I was being active, I was praying, I was doing all these things, I knew that God wouldn't just hand it all to me. I knew He wouldn't. Because He knows that, that I'm capable of doing so many things, and I want His help, but I need Him, right? But I don't need Him to do everything for me. I don't expect Him to do everything for me, And you shouldn't too. I want you to trust God. I want you to put your life, I want you to, I want you to do all these things. I want you to become this better person, but you can't just let it, you know, you can't just expect it to happen by just praying every night and saying, I go to church every day, God will give me all this, Because today, I would say today was I wouldn't say it wasn't the best day, but it was a pretty bad day, But I'm grateful for what God has given me. I'm grateful for this beautiful life, this beautiful body where I could, for functions, I could do everything I want to do, It's just, I know I'll get better. I haven't left my house in like 2 days because I didn't really have anything to do in the past 2 days. So I'm gonna just sit on my porch, get some fresh air before I go to sleep. Anyways, if you didn't get a lot from this video, my head's like really hurting right now. If you didn't get a lot from the video, I just want you to know that make the most out of your day, because God didn't just give you today, just to cry and suffer. He would just say to live life, even though it's hard. I always feel like giving up all the time, but I know that I can't. Anyways, good luck, man. Don't give up, alright? It'll get easier. Promise it will. Okay, good luck. Peace.